I wanted to teach my son the value of money and work ethic because he kept begging for Robux. For those who don't know, Robux is the virtual currency for Roblox, an online game where kids can buy all sorts of virtual items, like skins, accessories, and even game passes. My son was obsessed with it, and every other day he'd come up to me with those big puppy eyes asking for more Robux. I decided it was time for a teaching moment, a win-win opportunity to instill some valuable life lessons while getting some help around the house. I created a chore chart and assigned a monetary value to each chore. Washing dishes was worth $2, cleaning his room was $3, picking up the dog poop was $5, and so on. I explained to him that if he wanted Robux, he'd have to earn them by doing these chores. To my surprise, he was super excited about the idea. We established a schedule, and every day he eagerly jumped into his new responsibilities. It was working out majestically. Every day, without asking, he was doing the dishes, cleaning his room, picking up the dog poop, and even doing extra tasks like vacuuming the living room and dusting the furniture. It was epic. A couple of weeks into our new system, things were running smoothly. He was diligently saving his money, and I was enjoying a much cleaner house. My husband and I were patting ourselves on the back, thinking we had cracked the code of modern parenting. We even started joking that our son might become the next Bill Gates with his newfound work ethic and understanding of earning and saving money. He was laser-focused, calculating how many chores he needed to do to get the exact amount of Robux he wanted. He had a little notebook where he kept track of his earnings and expenditures. It was all going so well that I almost forgot I was supposed to be teaching him a lesson. Then one day, I came home from work and noticed something was off. The sink was overflowing with dirty dishes, the living room floor was littered with toys and clothes, and the dog was whining by the back door, clearly needing to go out. My son was nowhere to be seen. I found him in his room, completely engrossed in his computer, playing Roblox. "Hey buddy," I said, trying to keep my tone light. "What's up with the dishes? And can you go pick up the dog poop too?" He barely looked up from his screen. "Nah," he replied casually. Fighting back a surge of irritation, I said, "Excuse me." He paused his game and turned to look at me. "I made enough money over the last few days to buy the skin I wanted, so I'm good now." It took a moment for his words to sink in. He had gamed the system, literally. My carefully planned lesson in work ethic and the value of money had backfired spectacularly. He had only been motivated to do chores until he had reached his goal, and now that he had what he wanted, he saw no reason to continue. I stood there, speechless, torn between frustration and a grudging admiration for his cleverness. After all, he had done exactly what I asked of him. He worked hard, saved his money, and bought what he wanted. But now, I was left with a messy house and a son who had no interest in continuing his chores. "Okay, let's have a talk," I said, sitting down on the edge of his bed. "You did a great job earning your Robux, and I'm proud of you for working so hard. But the point of this exercise was not just to earn money for a game. It was to teach you about responsibility and the importance of contributing to the household." He sighed and rolled his eyes. "But I already did all that stuff. I just don't need any more Robux right now." I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. I understand that. But chores aren't just about earning money. They're about being part of the family and helping out because it's the right thing to do. Everyone in the house has responsibilities, and we all need to pitch in, even if there's no immediate reward. He looked at me thoughtfully for a moment. "So, I have to keep doing chores even if I don't get paid?" "Yes," I said, nodding. "That's exactly what I'm saying. It's about building good habits and understanding that sometimes we do things just because they need to be done, not because we get something out of it." He didn't seem entirely convinced, but he agreed to keep doing his chores, albeit with a bit less enthusiasm than before. Over the next few days, he reluctantly did his chores, but not with the same gusto as before. Eventually, he just stopped altogether. No amount of nagging or reasoning seemed to work. He'd found a loophole in my grand plan, and there was no turning back. I ended up doing most of the chores myself, grumbling under my breath about how my brilliant plan had completely backfired. My husband and I tried to come up with new strategies, but none seemed to stick. Our son had figured out that he could get what he wanted and then check out. The work ethic lesson was lost, and instead, he learned how to work the system to his advantage. It was a harsh reminder that parenting often doesn't go as planned. My attempt to teach a valuable life lesson ended up being a lesson for me instead. Kids are unpredictable, and sometimes our best-laid plans can blow up in our faces. So now, every time I wash the dishes or take out dog poop, I'm reminded of the time my brilliant parenting strategy turned into an epic fail.